Start with some remarks. When you have a microphone, if you have a question, get the attention of our microphone holders. Please state to who your question
Recording in
is being asked.
progress.
We'll start with Coach Smart.
Yeah. I'll open with, like I always do, man. It's unbelievable atmosphere when you play in the SEC championship. I mean, every year that I've coached in this thing, it's just electric. And I think it's awesome that we get an opportunity to play in it. Both crowds were really into the game. A lot of momentum swings like we thought. A field goal that hits the dang upright after an offsides. And then, we spotted them 10 just off of a turnover and a touchdown on a busted coverage by a freshman. So when you give good teams those things, they're going to be hard to beat. But, man, am I proud of our fight and our resiliency. I mean, two times we're down 10 or three times we're down 10. Offense battles back, never quits, never say die attitude. This team is really special in terms of how they play and how they compete. And they've been through a lot with the guys in and out of the roster, which has been tough on these guys. But I'm proud of them and congratulate Alabama on a great game.
We'll start here in the front row.
Kirby, two things. Why do you think the offense stalled after that opening drive? And if the committee's watching right now, what's your case to be the Final Four?
Offense stalled after the opening drive. You're talking about the rest of the night?
First 2-3 up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think, well, number one, they did a good job there. We didn't have quite as much continuity maybe as we've had out there. And I mean, look, it's tough, guys, when Brock Bowers doesn't practice for 15 days and Ladd doesn't practice for 15 days and they try to go out in the game. Timing and rhythm is critical, but give Alabama some credit. They played good defense, did a good job. I thought that we ran the ball well and did some good things. As far as your second question, look, Bill Hancock said, it's not the most deserving. He said, simply, it's the best four teams. So if you're going to tell me somebody sitting in that committee room and doesn't think that Georgia team's not one of the best four teams, I don't know if they're in the right profession, because it's a really good football team. It's a really talented football team. It's a really balanced football team. So, they have to make that decision. But it's the best four teams, and that's critical.
Front row.
Yeah, on that 4th and 4 play, Isaiah Bond comes down with it. Were you able to ask for a review? Did you get an explanation as to maybe why you weren't given a review on that play there?
I don't know. You're talking first half.
Yeah, first half, right before the halftime.
The first staple of any review is they review it up top, and they go quick. So for me to ask for a review, it cost me a timeout, but they get to watch it. So I was not aware of it being called or not called. I mean, I guess you're saying the replay showed that he didn't catch it, and that was an extremely critical play in the game because they go on to score there.
Well, here in the front row.
For both players, could you just comment how tough it is going 12-0 through the season and now your playoff future being in the hands of a playoff committee?
I'll go first. Yeah, I mean, to go through a SEC schedule, 12 games, and to win each and every one, it's not something easy to do. It's not easy, but super proud of these guys, and obviously to come into this game and not finish the way that we wanted to, and kind of leave the destiny of our team in someone else's hands rather than us handling it ourselves. That's hard, but at this point it's out of our control. But we fought hard, and I thought throughout the season, we showed that we were a really dominant team.
Yeah, like what Carson said, it's tough. It's tough, but I'm proud of that the way the guys played tonight. A lot of guys had to step up, and then them guys stepped up, and I'm just proud of the guys.
We'll go to the third row.
Kirby, why are you guys one of the four best teams, do you think?
I think it's the eye test. I think you look at what we've done this season to go on the road, the places we went on the road, the teams we beat, the teams that are in the top 20 that we were able to beat. And, I think I don't know if this is right or not, but in the CFP era, a team that goes in as one, I don't think it's fallen out of that. And not that history says anything, but when you talk about four best teams, watch the game. Go ask NFL talent evaluators. Go ask NFL scouts. It's about the best teams, and I have no question that it's not one of the best four teams. 100%.
Third row.
Question for Carson. Just what did you see on that end around that wound up being fumbled, and just how hard is that knowing that winds up being the difference in the turnover margin?
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously practiced that play a ton. It's just a simple flip back, and I'm not really sure exactly what happened. I'll have to go see it on film. I wasn't able to see the replay, but, I flipped it, and then next thing I knew, all the guys were running, but then the ball's on the ground. So I really don't know what happened on that. Just go back and obviously hope to fix it if we ever run that play again.
Smeal, can you talk about just defending, David Pascal with Chattanooga Times Free Press, can you talk about just defending Jalen Milroe and the challenges there, and especially that last possession when you wanted to get that stop?
With how good of an athlete he is, it's a real big challenge. As far as defending him, it was some plays we did good on. It was some plays we could have fitted better on. And then that last drive, just got to fit it better.
Second rule.
Joey Lamar from WSAV. For the players, what would it mean to you if the College Football Playoff Committee gave you guys one more shot to play for a national championship?
I mean, obviously, it mean everything to us. We fought so hard through the season. I mean, it's been a gruesome season. There's been guys out fighting to get back. I mean, just like Coach Smart said earlier, Lad Brock, too. I mean, guys that are going to go on and play football for a long time haven't really practiced at all for the past 15 days, 2 weeks. And they're out there battling. Obviously, we think that anybody that steps out on that field is going to go execute and play. And obviously, I have a ton of confidence in every guy that's out there and love them to death. We're in there fighting together each and every day. But to be given that chance would be everything to us.
Front row again.
Kirby, notwithstanding what you said, would you agree that this season is sort of unique from the standpoint there's at least 5, maybe 6 teams that can claim, quote, we're one of the 4 best teams in college football?
Yeah, I guess that does make it unique because I don't know the history of the other years. The 5th team probably always feels like they didn't, but it seems like this is the year that it should be the 4 best teams because you can make a case for deserving for everybody. And it's unfortunate that these kids who give so much and play so hard, not just at Georgia, all these schools, they don't get to decide it really on the field. It's sitting back with a committee who's got to determine who the best 4 teams are. And if that's truly the 4 best teams, then let's put the 4 best teams in.
We're on the right side.
Kirby, just what is Sunday going to look like for you guys with that announcement coming around noon?
Well, we as coaches, we play Alabama next year, I think early in the season. So we're coming in to grade the film, evaluate, see what we can do better and different. And then the coaches will have to get on the road and go recruiting. And we'll have a team meeting tomorrow afternoon sometime to go over the plans for the future. But these guys need some time. So they'll get some time off. But we'll have a team meeting tomorrow to go through what our plans are based on what we find out.
Second row.
Kirby, you haven't had to address the team after a loss for a while now. What was your message to them?
I love them. I love them. There's guys in there. I told them there's 2 classes of guys in that room that have not lost a game. Then you're looking at, 10, 15 NFL players who lose, it feels like every other week, and then there's 2 classes of our kids that have not lost a game. But just that they're resilient, they're fighters, that in life, a lot of times, you really can't get better until you lose sometimes. Because you have to find out what you can do better, and it was a sad. There's some really upset guys, and a lot of guys really care about this team, and the culture is really good on this team. They were hurt in there, and rightfully so. But the message doesn't change. It's looking inward and figuring out what we can do.
Front row.
Charles Odom with the Associated Press to follow up once again on what you said about agreeing that maybe there's more than 4 teams that can make a claim. Is that an advertisement for next year's format in your mind, or will that take a little bit off of this game, this SEC championship game, if both teams are going to be advancing anyway?
Yeah, I don't know that the next year has anything to do with it. I think next year is next year because nobody's going to ever play in this game and not lay it on the line and compete for a championship. You're playing for a ring. You're playing for something that's really hard to get. Look at the SEC championship. Our teams in the playoff, look what they've done. Y'all tell me the record of the SEC teams in the playoff. It's pretty spectacular because I know twice 2 of them ended up playing each other. So, who are the best teams, and do we want the best teams?
Left side against the wall.
Kirby, do you have any updates on Amarius Mims and how much did that just change your game plan when he went out? And also, what does it say about Brock Bowers and Lad McConkey, who you could see limping off the field at times?
All those guys are just warriors. I mean, just fighting. Mims bumped it against, I don't know exactly what happened. Somebody fell on or he stepped on Tate. Something happened, and he just felt like it was weak, and he couldn't go, and it threw us back to Truss having to go back out because Truss had moved in for Tate to try to play for him some, and it threw Truss back out there, which he's played out there a little bit at tackle. So it's just part of what we had to do. We had to move those guys around. But Brock and Ladd, man, they'll go down as those guys are just they battle and compete. And they've been in rehab every morning. They wanted to play so bad against Tech, and they couldn't. And they were going to be close today, and they're out there limping around, not 100%. But the game matters to them. The team matters to them. I mean, Brock Bowers of all people, this guy's going to be a first-round pick, and he's out there just battling his tail off.
Front row.
Yeah, what led to some of the short yardage issues you guys had? A couple 3rd and 2s, that are ones where you just couldn't quite pick them up and had to punt there.
Yeah, I have to watch and see. I mean, golly, we went backwards on 2 of them, I think. I mean, we had already decided we were going to go for it. We didn't lose yardage, and we lost yardage. I mean, the only thing I can say is they whipped us up front. I mean, even late there in that 2-minute drive, we had a 3rd and 1, and they whipped us, and we had to get it on 4th and 1 on the goal line. You know, they have big humans. And people always say, well, Georgia can run the ball. Georgia can run the ball. It's hard to run the ball when they have good size in there, and they're a physical front. But I was very pleased with the run game, not the conversions. That probably was the difference in the game with the short yardage conversions and gifting 10 points away.
We have time for 2 final questions. Anybody else? Okay, left side again.
What's kind of the game plan tomorrow for watching? Are you guys going to all be together? What does that kind of look like for you guys watching the Final Four?
No, I said earlier, we were going to come in and grade them. I've already set the schedule for the coaches. The defense will meet earlier. We'll go through the game plan and talk about things we could do different. And then offense will meet. There's a break in there for the coaching staff to be able to watch and do that. We're not bringing the players in till later to go over the schedule. So we'll have a better idea of what we're doing moving forward with them. I don't want to bring them in and not know information. So.
Final question.
Yeah, Carson, what'd you learn about yourself in this loss and, struggling at times, but then pushing through and getting touchdowns in your last few drives there?
I mean, obviously, to always have the mentality to never give up. It's never over, and I truly believe that every guy on that sideline through every second of that game never gave up. And obviously, I'm super proud of this team, and it shows how resilient we are. Obviously, it didn't finish the way that we wanted to, but to see the guys fight and care and love each other on the field and truly fight for one another is special. And, I mean, it goes to say how special this program is and how Coach Smart has built this program. I mean, we just kept going out there and fighting and kept going. And obviously it didn't go our way at times, but just never give up.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.